Rick Perry has ordered Texas prisons not to follow a federal rape prevention law. Rick Perry, who's the Republican governor of Texas, says to the Department of Justice that he has ordered the Texas Department of Criminal Justice not to abide by the federal rules that were designed to prevent prison rape. He wrote a letter to Attorney General Eric Holder, and he explained Texas just can't afford to implement parts of the Prison Rape Elimination Act, which was signed by George W. Bush in 2003. This is funny on so many levels. Now, Rick Perry's explanation is 40% of correctional officers in male prisons are female, so there's just no way that we could reasonably comply with the rule that says we should have no cross-gender viewing of inmates. Rick Perry also says that this law impinges on Texas's sovereignty to establish their own age of criminal responsibility by mandating that any criminals, any inmates age 17 or younger be segregated from adults. Yet another way that more prison rape could be prevented. As we know, the youngest of the prison inmate community are just disproportionately likely to be targets of rape. This is funny on a couple of levels. Number one, we always hear from Rick Perry and the Texas secessionists that Texas is completely financially sustainable on its own. They could afford to secede from the United States. Unfortunately, when we looked at that map last week of which states are paying out, which states are subsidizing other states with their federal tax dollars versus the money they take in, and which states are receiving way more money than they pay out, Texas was nowhere near the top of the list of financial efficiency and independence at all. So we had that, and now Rick Perry, who always touts how Texas is in great shape financially, says we just can't afford to even prevent prison rape, to do the minimum that the federal government has said we need to do to prevent prison rape. The other thing is this. If there are more rapes or rapes aren't prevented as a result of Rick Perry not enforcing this law, he would not be criminally liable in any way. And to me, that's a little weird. When the federal government has mandated that you have certain standards for prison, and you can ignore those, leading to the rape of people in your state, and avoid any kind of criminal liability, that's a bit of a red flag, isn't it, Lewis?
I think it is. The sad thing here is that he might be right, that they can't afford this. Living here in Texas, money-wise, things are pretty tight. And, well, what do you expect from a state that has no income tax?
Texas also has executed a man with a 61 IQ. So we shouldn't really be surprised that prison rape prevention isn't the top priority in Texas. I mean, they executed a guy with a 61 IQ.
Yeah, priorities are just in general really messed up here. And this story comes as no surprise.
I will give you a really, really good film recommendation after the break. We will also talk about a Massachusetts gubernatorial candidate whose office is very close to the former home, the studio location at Greenfield Community College of the David Pakman Show. Back after this.